Welcome back, everyone. We now begin session 3, Building Materials and Construction Practices. We are honored to have our distinguished speaker, Dr. Sailesh Kumar Agrawal, convener of NBC Panel for Building Materials and Executive Director, BMTPC, New Delhi.
So, good morning to everyone. And at the outset, I would like to thank Suresh sir. He's our guru also, and he saw to it that I become the technical chairman of this part. And this was my first exercise with the National Building Code. But and this is I think this is the most simple part, but whole lot of effort has been gone into this. But before embarking upon this part, I would like to tell you that what's happening in the country with regard to materials, processes, and technologies. All of you know, I think Suresh sir was talking about digitalization, BIM, and all those things. So we are talking about construction 4.0, where Internet of Things, IoT, we are talking about 3D printing, we are talking about taking construction from on-site to off-site. Being at helm of affairs at Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, I am being approached, every day. I am being approached by a whole lot of innovators, scientists, and technology providers who come to me and say that we don't have how to get our product or our material implemented in the field, and what should we do about it? How to create enabling environments so that it gets mainstream and things like that. So so I used to have detailed discussion with Sanjay ji and others also about this. So let me tell you, if you want to use any new material or any alternate material or any innovative practices, it's not that if code is not there, you cannot use it. We have clearly written in part 5 that you can use it, and you can utilize the third-party certification schemes being run by Government of India. Okay, and BMTPC, which is my organization, we are being authorized by government to certify materials, processes, and products which are innovative, which has some social impact through a scheme called Performance Appraisal Certification Scheme. So in part 5, it's clearly written, any new material if you want to use, you can always resort to third-party certification. So all of you who are innovating in the field and who want to bring those materials into practice, you can always take advantage of that clause and get it certified through a third party. Also, there is, if you have seen part 5, how to evaluate, you require a technical framework. If any new material comes or any new product comes, how to evaluate it, what should be the parameters. So there is an exhaustive list containing around 13 or 14 points like structural safety and ease of handling, sustainability parameters, whole durability, life cycle cost, water tightness, whole lot of things. So there is a technical framework comprising of various parameters on which you can get your new material or product evaluated, and then you can always use that material. That is second thing. Third is, as I said in the beginning, that it looks simple, but it's an encyclopedia of all the materials which are available, for which, Indian standards are available. So there are around 30 categories of materials, like suppose aluminum product, steel products, bricks, blocks you want to see cement, concrete, mortar, anything you name, wire meshes. So for all of them, they have been categorized, and what are the Indian standards which are available for that material are given. So you have to just refer those standards. So whole lot of, there are more than, I think, 1,500 plus standards are being referred, and it's a very mammoth exercise. You have to see that Indian standard, when it was published, what are the amendments, what is the latest version of it, and also sometimes when we write a code into this, so at the time of implementation, the latest version of that code will be applicable. okay, or any amendment which is in place at that time when you are implementing a project, that will be applicable. So you can always refer this building material thing and get the list of those codes. Another thing is any building material. So you go to that list. There is another thing, method of tests. So there is a list at the end of this part 5 where all the tests have been given, that any material or any component, if you want to test it for, let's say, for compressive strength or for durability or for corrosion or something. So all methods of tests and their related codes are also being given. Another thing I want to add here is that BIS, although sometimes we all say that it takes a whole lot of time to develop a code, but this is the most transparent and most democratic system which our country has evolved. And I think Arun was telling you that in this, while revising this National Building Code, all the public, they have been put in public domain, and whatever comments we are getting, believe me, we do go through all those comments and try to consider them, all those comments. So this is the most transparent way. So most of the comments, whole lot of comments came for this part as well, and we tried to, accommodate, considered, most of them and try to incorporate some of those things. So another important thing is, while revising this code, we wanted to include a whole lot of new things are coming. So we made a subcommittee comprising of, I think Mr. Ojha is there, concrete specialist from NCCBM. Then there were persons from academic institutions in the industry, and they sat together several times, I think 5 or 6 times, and tried to include the new materials which can be part of this part 5, for which standards are not available. Okay, so you can see this. Clauses on new alternate materials updated with examples. Recycled, we are talking about circularity and all those things. And again, a lot of discussion went on this thing also. And I think Panji told that we have a very exhaustive part 11 approach to sustainability, where we are talking about all these sustainable aspects and those kind of things. But to encourage sustainable construction, recycled materials are being allowed in this part. And as I told you, that updated list, it's a wonderful list. See, I always say NBC is Bible for engineers. So it's like, a religious document which every engineer should go through if he wants to serve his or her profession. So these are the materials which, as I told you, the subcommittee comprising of persons from academic institutions, research organizations, academic institutions, these are the materials which have been included. And as in the beginning, I told you that if some of the materials are not included, for that we have given a technical framework through which you can evaluate, get that material evaluated, or code allows third-party certification, any third-party certification, recognized or allowed by the Government of India. So all these materials you can see are being allowed this time, have been added. So just to give you recycled materials, all of you can see, refers to any product or material that has been previously utilized in another construction on various natural industrial byproducts. Waste can be utilized in construction activities. So a whole lot of waste, byproducts are available which can be gainfully utilized to make building materials and components. So that has been done. Then you can see fly ash. All of you know better than me about all these things. So these are the things which have been put in part 5. You can see this: fly ash, red mud, gypsum, phosphogypsum, blast furnace slag, algae slag, textile sludge, marble and granite waste, bagasse ash, and all those things. Then mixed aggregate, I am being told that now we are, revising our 456 also, and we will be allowing, C&D based aggregates, fine and coarse aggregates, percentage would be higher, and 383 also you can see. So recycled mixed aggregate from C&D waste are being, higher water absorption and lower specific gravity than natural aggregate, used as coarse aggregate as per 383, and RC obtained from concrete requisite processing can be used. Then reclaimed asphalt pavement aggregates are also included this time. This is the new addition, and you can see here, made from milled, demolished, distressed bituminous pavements, contains natural stones, reusable in bituminous road. And And this is the updated, the list, as I told you in the beginning itself. So it's a very exhaustive list, and I told you all the building materials products have been divided into 30 odd categories to make it user friendly. So suppose you want to see aluminum based products, so just there is a section of aluminum, go there and see all the Indian standards which are available for that building material. Okay, and the method of tests are also very important, and we have clearly written, suppose any material you want to use, so it has to comply with the standards which are given in part 5. Okay, I repeat it, complying all these standards which are given for that material which you want to use, it has to comply with those codes or standards which are enumerated in this code. So that is all from my side. If you have any question to ask, you can ask, or otherwise we can have questions later. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Arun sir to kindly come on stage and give the memento to Sailesh Kumar Agrawal ji.